So this one, Julian, you touch a point in my heart. You can win, I can win, the world can win.
As you know, I talk to investors every week, and there are usually two questions that some startups have a hard time to answer.
I'm grateful that we are alive today. I'm grateful that we are sitting here today to share amazing ideas.
You told me that you have this technique that is called to be in the zone, and that helps you to achieve a lot in a very short amount of time.
I believe that Advocado is primed to be the dominant loyalty CRM platform in Asia Pacific.
How confident are you that you can take this company to a $100 million exit?
Wow, Julian, time flies, huh? And it is the last message.
Welcome everyone on Legacy Podcast. So after Tun Mahathir, of course, it was difficult to find a great guest to fill this seat, but we made some research upon the request of our group of investors. We want to find great startups in Southeast Asia who are disrupting the markets, and we had to start with Singapore. As you know, it's the biggest FDI recipient in Southeast Asia, and we found a very, very exciting company to talk to you about. And today we have the founder and the CEO of Advocado with us in our studio. He flew from Singapore to Kuala Lumpur yesterday, and we have the pleasure to be with Eric Chia, and he's been 20 years in the business of business scaling, digital businesses across Southeast Asia. He has a fantastic track record. I had the pleasure to have dinner with him yesterday, where we went really deep into its pitch deck. But you know, as we said, pitch decks are becoming boring, and this is now the time to discuss with him all the plans he has for his company. And we are so happy to have you, Eric, on the show of Legacy, because you're truly someone who is a legacy builder, and we can't wait for our viewers to know the story of Advocado with your business partners.
Thanks for having me, Julian. It's wonderful, and thanks for the invitation to be on this podcast.
It's a true pleasure to have you here. Can you take us back in time? Your inception was 9 years ago, and you came from a background of CTO, and you work with several tech companies. And from what you told me is you try to fill a void in the market, and you came up with this beautiful concept of Advocado. So for our viewers who are not yet accustomed to your company, can you share with us the key milestones that led us to in the position you are today?
Sure. So let me go way back in 1999. So 1999, I had I started my first startup second year in NUS, National University of Singapore. And I was blessed to have a decade of career building businesses. And I've got lucky with the third startup. And after the third startup, I decided to do something easier to make my life a bit easier. And I looked at some technologies in the States, and I decided to bring Lightspeed restaurant POS into Singapore. Mm-hmm. You know, distribution of software is easier than creating software from scratch. So we did pretty well. In a couple of years, we have more than 300 over restaurants. And Julian, you'll be very surprised that all these restaurant owners, most of the time they will ask me this one single question. Of all the questions they can ask, they'll ask me this question. Eric, do you have a better loyalty program or better CRM that I can use? I'm like, hey, Lightspeed Restaurant POS is the best of breed software out there, you know. But this question comes so often that I decided to take a really deep dive into what's going on. And I realized that systems are actually fragmented, and the business owners actually do not know who their customers are. And we decided to really just dive into it. And before you know it, Advocado was born.
It's a fantastic story, and you've been already acknowledged in the industry in 2022 for the Emerging Enterprise Award organized by OCBC and Business Times. You were a finalist, chosen among 300 applications, so 15 companies were selected. You're one of them. We can see here with your business partner Joval. You form a really great team. What do you think are the key components that made you to become one of the top 15 finalists of this prestigious award?
Right. I think we're really blessed to be shortlisted in this Emerging Enterprise Award, simply because this is a very prestigious and sought after award. And one of the key reasons I think that we are selected was because many businesses went through a very tough time during COVID. And we were one of the very few companies that were able to recover within a single year after coming out of COVID. And of the business traction that we have in Singapore, we are considered the market leader in CRM in Singapore. And I believe that that's the reason why we were shortlisted as a finalist in Emerging Enterprise Award.
Fantastic. So in terms of number, I was quite impressed when you shared with me your EBITDA, 25%, growing to 30% most likely next year. That's a huge margin for that type of industry. Usually it's around 15-20%. Can you share the key reasons why you're able to get such a result? Because it's something that is very appealing to investors.
So Julian, from day one, we are intentional about building a profitable, capital effective and efficient company. And our profitability comes from three factors. Number one, recurring SaaS revenue, and our margins are well above 70%. So that's really strong. And we kept our CAC low. CAC is customer acquisition cost. And how we do that is that we focus on targeted verticals like F&B, beauty, wellness, and retail. And we also partner with the tech companies that actually serve these particular customers. And very importantly is word of mouth referrals, because if you do check out our Google reviews, these reviews are purely organic, and it's part of our Net Promoter Score process. And if you look at that, we have garnered well over 100 positive reviews. Last but not least, we have a very robust and scalable tech stack. One core platform can serve thousands of merchants and millions of consumers with minimum incremental cost. So with these factors, as we scale, we also drive and grow profitability.
So we're talking about 1,400 outlets at this present time, 5 million consumers.
Yes.
Where do you see those numbers growing in the few years to come?
Right. Our focus still primarily is in Singapore as well as in Malaysia. And I believe that there's still much to do in this region. So over the next 5 years, intentionally to grow over 10,000 outlets and to reach more than 15 million consumers on our platform.
Amazing. So what makes Advocado's loyalty and CRM platform unique compared to global SaaS players like Salesforce or HubSpot? How do you find your regional competitive advantage?
Yeah. So to answer that question, maybe let me share with you a story about Garmin and Google Maps. So if you know Garmin, the company, they were previously focused in GPS for car devices, correct? And when Google Maps came out on Apple and Android phones, they could effectively wipe out the whole of Garmin. So the interesting thing is that effectively, Garmin actually found a special strong niche. Instead of GPS in cars, GPS on the wrists of professional athletes, mariners, and even golfers. And because of that, they now, this year, will have their record-breaking revenue. So similarly, while Salesforce and HubSpot, they are global platforms, they are more broad-based CRMs targeted to B2B merchants. And Advocado, that's where we are different, because we are tailor-made and purposefully built for B2C businesses in F&B, beauty, wellness, and retail.
You project an impressive 7x revenue growth from $3 million in 2025 to $20 million in 2028. So what key milestones like merchant expansion, consumer adoption, or partnership will drive this acceleration?
So we are blessed to have a profitable and sustainable business right now. So what's next? And our next growth inflection point will come from this: a platform that connects merchants and consumers at scale. And we call it Awesome and Free. So how Awesome and Free works is this, okay? Merchants, they can sign up for free, and they can reach new customers, and they can list vouchers on this platform for free And they only pay when there is a successful engagement. And for consumers, it's really great for them. They can discover and enjoy awesome deals absolutely for free. And when they enjoy these deals and do claims and redemptions, we reward them with YUU points. U is a nationwide, Singapore nationwide loyalty program, and is used widely in like 7-Eleven, Bread Talk, as well as Guardian and Cold Storage. So what happens is that when we are able to do this creates a very special flywheel effect. Merchants, they join risk-free, and this will attract more consumers, which will in turn attract more merchants. And we already know that we have millions of consumers on our platform. We have projected that with just a small fraction, 3% of the consumers, they do 10 claims of these particular offers every single month. Advocado will generate more than 1 million Sing dollars in terms of advertising revenue every single month.
It's easy for you to back it up because you already have the traction.
Yeah.
Now, I can see you're very passionate about helping your clients. Can you give us one case study of a client you have from scratch to help them to retain customer and improve their penetration rate?
Yep. So one such customer I have to mention will definitely be 店小二, DXE for short. So when we first started with them, what happens is that they were just using their in-house POS, and they have maybe about 30,000 over consumers on the platform. And this happens very common, yeah? Which means businesses, they just use the in-house POS that has a CRM, and they will just continue to add more and more customers inside there. And there's just one gigantic database, and they don't know who the customers are, and what they do on a monthly basis, maybe just send them one EDM. Yeah. How we have helped DXE is that through a very unique particular program, growing from 30,000 consumers to reach more than 300,000 consumers in a very short amount of time. And they not just know them as one gigantic database, they know who their customers are. And how we do it is through this thing called RFM, recency, frequency, and monetary. In short, we show them who are their top spenders, who are customer at risk, and who are the most frequent customers. And able to reach them, top spenders, you want them to buy more. And customer at risk, you want to give them like a carrot, a voucher to bring them back again.
So you shared with me your ROI projection that I'm going to share on the screen. It's very ambitious. How confident are you that Advocado can deliver these returns, and what risk mitigants protect downside?
So our confidence comes from not a projection on paper, but our confidence is backed by traction. We have now more than 1,400 outlets, more than 5 million consumers. We are growing fast, we are profitable, and we own a robust and sticky ecosystem. And with regards to the downsides, there are 3 specific things that we can talk about. Number one, we have a diversified customer pool, which means no one customer generates more than 3% of our revenue. Yeah. Number 2 is that our product is mission critical. The moment that a merchant operationalizes Advocado, it's very difficult for them to churn. In fact, our monthly retention rate is at 98%, which is well above industry standards. And last but not least, we are a team that make things happen.
I can testify to that because we just talked like 3 days ago, and I think you agreed to come on the podcast like past midnight, and you walked the talk because you told me I'd give you an answer, and you did it. So yeah, I was very impressed by the speed of your answer and your team with all the content they provided to us to prepare this interview.
Yeah, just to add on to that, why do we say that we make things happen? It's not just about the traction that we have. We had an idea with regards to partnership with YUU. In 2023, our revenue was 0. But this year, we will end off the year revenue from YUU at a high 6-figure number. So we are confident that whatever we have set our mind on, we will be able to make happen and achieve it.
As you know, I talk to investors every week, and there are usually 2 questions that some startups have a hard time to answer is, what is their exit strategy? And how do they justify the company valuation? And I can see you've done your homework. I mean, we're going to show on the screen, you have plan A, B, C for exit strategy. Can you share with us what's the natural thing that's going to happen for your company in 5-7 years time? Where do you see your company growing, and what exit strategy do you have in mind that makes more sense for you and your partners?
So our most likely acquirers come from 3 specific buckets. The first one is global SaaS players like Salesforce, HubSpot, and Klaviyo. They are looking to buy into Asia's fast-growing SME market. The second one would definitely be POS players and payment players such as Toast, Square, Lightspeed, even Stripe as well as Adyen, who wants to have a strong loyalty component as their core in their stack. And last but not least, the regional super apps like Grab, Goto, even Shopee, they value loyalty and CRM to drive more transactional frequency for their business. So also at the same time, we have strategic partnerships that we are now talking to a strong US point of sale partner, as well as a global payment partners. And these initial conversations signal strong appetite and interest for our company as well as for the market.
When you talk about market growth, you told me that high-end countries, have a purchasing power like Japan, Korea, Australia are on your radar. How can we expect that? When can we expect Advocado to be active in those markets? Do you have any plans for that? Because right now I can see you're very focused on the region to dominate and conquer your market. But how confident are you that you can expand to those very interesting markets in terms of growth?
Right. So Advocado is interesting because we are primarily focused on markets that can bring us a very healthy ARPU, average revenue per unit, and our unit is outlets. So, for example, our blended ARPU is about $88. So we need to look at markets that can bring us similar kind of ARPU, and that would include like Australia, Hong Kong, Japan, South Korea, even the Middle East. So how we're going to expand into those markets is not about raising investors' money and setting up branch offices over there. But how we do that really is a top-down approach where to do it very capital efficiently, to reach out to those key partners in those regions that is missing this core part of SME loyalty and consumer engagement. And when we are able to plug into their technologies, we'll be able to grow in those countries very quickly. And that is what we are doing right now.
That's very exciting. Now, in terms of your company valuation, I was very impressed about when you explained to me comparing to other big players, but for people who are not attuned to your market. At this point in time, you value your company at 15 million USD. Or Singaporean dollar?
Singaporean dollars.
15 million Singaporean dollar, based on a 5 multiple revenue. And this is attraction of 600 brands, 1,400 outlets, 5 million consumers. How do you support this valuation against benchmarks for our viewers who are not inclined to your markets?
Right. First and foremost, this particular multiple is conservative. Yeah. Similar comparative SaaS in MarTech, they trade about 6 to 7x revenue. And what you mentioned, our valuation multiples is backed not on paper, but by traction. Like you said, the ecosystem that we have, the merchants that we have, and the consumers that we have. And so all these point to that while the benchmark as well as the comparative can actually fetch a higher valuation, we decided to actually keep these particular multiples reasonable to provide more upside for our investors.
That's fantastic. Now, when it comes to your leadership, and people wants to know a bit more, who is Eric Chia? Who is the man behind this fantastic company that is Advocado? You told me that you have this technique that is called to be in the zone. And that helps you to achieve a lot in a very short amount of time. Can you share to our viewers, because it can also help them in their businesses, in their student time. It started when you were students, and then you kept that strategy up to this stage, right?
Yes, that's correct. And I would love to share with you and impart to the viewers, especially those who are still studying. You know, I'm sure that you have, while you're studying, maybe in university or even in high school, where you need to study for an exam and you looked at a book and you're just going from page 1, page 2, and going back to page 1 again. In half an hour, you actually accomplish nothing. But there are also certain times that when you pick up the book to study, in less than 15 minutes, you covered the entire chapter. I call that being in the zone. And it comes from personal self-awareness. So I bring that specifically to my work. And whenever I see that I am not making full use of my time, I take a short break, have a bit of the coffee, and come back and attempt to go into the zone to maximize my time. So that is something that I hope that all the viewers can be mindful that when they are not in the zone, to take a short break, relax, not be so hard on themselves, and able to come back again and get into the zone and be highly effective.
Take us a little bit into your company now. You know, when it comes to the cultures, the values that you cultivate, it's very important for the people to know you have a very lean team, very tight team. You're getting a lot of results. Can you share with us what are the values that really matters within the Advocado team?
Right. So this one, Julian, you touch a point in my heart, yeah?
That's the point of legacy.
You know, we came out of a very tough time, COVID. Yeah. And I can say, you know, there's a saying that says that culture eats strategy for breakfast. And therefore is to have a high performing team. What's more important is to have a culture that they can uniquely identify and also own. And I think this is crux of why a team is largely and amazingly successful. So what really guides us in Advocado, there are many different values, and I am going to point out a few. One of it is to be totally honest, open, and constructive. You know, it's easy to criticize, but we decide to not just hide, but be open and be constructive. Another one is create all wins. You know, in this world, a lot of times we look at things as zero-sum game. In order for you to win, I have to lose.
Yeah.
In order for me to win, you have to lose. No, our team and I believe that there can be an all-win situation. You can win, I can win, the world can win. And when we approach our decision making and as well as how we do our business in this particular manner, everyone wins. And last but not least, I'm going to leave with you one very important core value that we have is be grateful. I'm grateful that we are alive today. I'm grateful that we are sitting here together today to share amazing ideas. And I think that's the most important thing, to be grateful for the things that we have so that God can bring us to the next level.
You are a God-driven person, and I think it gives you a lot of power in your decision-making. Also, the team is very behind you. Even though sometimes when you take decision that they don't expect, they do have a lot of faith in you. And we discussed about that yesterday when we had our dinner. Now, of course, for investors, they want to know how confident are you that you can take this company to a $100 million exit company in a couple of times? Like, to summarize, the last message you want to share to potential stakeholders in the future. You know, a lot of VCs, family houses, family offices that are looking for opportunities, and they are looking at Southeast Asia. They just maybe are not ready yet to invest, but this is definitely a region with 700 million people that are more and more under the radar of top angel investors and so on and so forth. So what do you want them to leave this podcast with? What key message do you want to send to them?
Wow, Julian, time flies, huh? And it is the last message.
Yeah.
And this is what I want to share. I believe that Advocado is primed to be the dominant loyalty CRM platform in Asia Pacific. a platform where every consumer automatically earns, redeems, and connects with merchants seamlessly across brands, across payments, and across countries. And with whatever we have, we believe, without a shadow of a doubt, because of the amazing ecosystem that we have, the plan that we have to go and connect more consumers and merchants, and having a strong, solid plan to achieve millions of revenue every single month, we have the confidence that we'll be able to bring Advocado to exit at $100 million.
And the fact you're here today with us is a testimony of his confidence that you can really fulfill this dream to benefit your current shareholders, your team, and take Advocado to the next level. So we're very grateful to have you among us, because definitely you are a name to be remembered in the industry. And we want to thank our viewers who are growing in numbers to follow Legacy. As you can see, we're bringing amazing entrepreneurial journey right for you in the comfort of your home, in your car. And please continue to subscribe. We just started in January, but the numbers are growing, and we're very happy to have more and more feedback and demand for content from all over the world. So we're not only in Southeast Asia, but all over the world. We're a global business matchmaking service company powered by media, and we are bringing to you the best that we know in the industry, and Eric and his company is part of it. So thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you at the next episode. Bye-bye.